I can't wait to see those faces. I'm driving home for Christmas, yeah.
Welcome to our year in review edition of the Let Bye Weeks Be Bye Weeks NFL podcast. And several NFL teams are driving home for Christmas, approaching the end here, Mike. And we're going to be taking you through a few of our great picks of the year and also teams who have really let us down this year.
Yeah, teams that have let us down, teams that have surprised us. Just maybe a shout out on the MVP as well. Discussion about who might take home that prestigious award this year. So
Yes.
a little bit of a regular season in review, as it were, Tom.
Yes, well, and we find ourselves here because the slate of games this week is frankly appalling. Once more,
poor.
You can't really. I feel like it's basically sort of set now who's going to be there and thereabouts for the AFC and NFC championship games. Few teams will probably scrape into the playoffs, who you don't expect, but really it'll just be weeded out pretty soon. I think of the 4 teams that make it to the championship games, I think there'll be one surprise in there. Yeah. I think we're in the AFC. I think we're expecting a rematch of Steelers Patriots, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a bit from sort of a couple of weeks ago. Last week was it? Yeah, but the NFC, I mean, there's quite a few teams in there with slightly lower records. I mean, there's our favourites that we can talk about as well. But I think there could be a potential surprise in there. But yeah, more or less, it's pretty straightforward from here. Just got the playoff action to look forward to. Yeah. Pretty plain sailing, and without further ado, let's get on to that Patriots-Steelers game of the year, many are calling it.
Yeah.
Certainly lived up to the potential and the hype it received. Certainly the two powerhouses of the AFC going at it, and ended in total controversy with the catch that was not.
Yes. Well, I mean, watching it live, you just think it's a touchdown.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's as Scott Hampton likes to say on NFL Red Zone, another episode of Did He Catch It?
Yeah.
Or what is a catch in the NFL?
I mean, for me, so I've got 2 thoughts on this. The first is that, in my opinion, that if I was enforcing the rules, I would say it's a catch. However, how they've been officiating this year, it's the right call for me. Yeah. It's the right decision. They've been consistent all year that if the ball moves in your hands on your way to the ground, doesn't matter if you're in the end zone or not. It doesn't matter that he broke the plane with it in his hands. He didn't complete the catch to the ground. It moved in his hands. I thought it was consistent refereeing. Eli Manning, I don't agree with Eli Manning very often, but he said it's very clear to me, if the ball moves in your hands before you complete the process of the catch, they're gonna reverse the decision.
Yeah, well, that has to be a first on this podcast. You taking Eli's side?
Well, I think he's right. To me, it's pretty cut and dry. I don't really
know.
By
the letter of the law, absolutely, it's right.
Yeah,
it's that
law. I mean, that's all the officials can do. After all, let's not forget that they don't make the rules. Yeah. They're literally there to enforce them.
It should be filed under whether these laws are appropriate or not, along with the fumble out the end zone results in losing the possession for your team when you're reaching for the pylon. That's definitely another archaic one I think should be looked at. Look at this insular incident. I think they got the right call. Certainly.
Yeah, I mean, what Steelers fans can feel aggrieved, in my opinion, because I think it's a bad rule. However, they can't be aggrieved at the decision because it was the correct decision. And then let's not beat around the bush. Ben Roethlisberger threw the game away.
Yeah, that was a
ridiculous decision.
Airheaded call.
Throwing the ball away across his body in that situation when you can get 3 to go to overtime with the Patriots for home field in the playoffs. You don't throw that football when he threw it.
Yeah, so this was an interesting one. When he was interviewed about it, he said he doesn't really remember what happened.
I think that's just he couldn't be bothered talking to the journalist, which is his prerogative. I mean, if I was a player after a tough loss, I can imagine myself doing something similar. Mike Tomlin said afterwards he doesn't have any regrets about.
Well, it was going to be a fake spike, apparently.
Yeah. But I think what was quite interesting, Romo on the commentary, again, he's been excellent this year.
Yeah.
He said you throw fades in that situation. You don't throw in-breaking routes.
Yeah.
Because they'll play the percentages and they'll play inside and leave you the outside. If you can make a hell of a throw and catch, then well done to you.
Yeah.
That's the play. You've got to throw fades there, not slants. So they threw the wrong play. It all went wrong. They tried to second guess the Patriots and throw slants. Roethlisberger got out of the pocket and threw a terrible football.
Yeah,
they deserve to lose the game for that, in my opinion. Yeah. There's really bad game management at the end of the game, and I think the referees got that decision right, even though I don't like the law. Yeah. That's pretty much how I'd sum it up. I don't know if you agree with that or not.
No, I do agree with that. Yeah, it's just there's been a lot of talk this year about the NFL losing viewing figures due to a number of incidents, and for me, none of it is more prominent than these rules they have. Just totally sort of making people lose faith in the game almost. I think the reaction in America to this catch was totally like overblown, and everyone was talking about it.
Yeah, well, they're talking about is the rule right. I would say I don't know about the NFL giving fans value for money or whatever, because I think that was a hell of a game. There's no way the Patriots win that game from where I was sitting.
No.
I was getting ready to turn the TV off. I was going to sit through and see how it ended, but I was ready to get it turned off and call it a night. But they somehow won the game from that position. So from an NFL point of view, it's great watching. But I do understand what you're saying. The fumble out of the end zone rule is I have less of a problem with that because to be honest, it's just bad management of the football. If you fumble on the goal line.
No, it's the whole point of people trying to reach for the pylon and then fumbling it.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't do that. If you don't think you can make it, you've got to secure the football. If you reach like that for a first down marker on the halfway line and the ball gets knocked out of your hands, you don't see players do it on the halfway line, obviously, because they're not going to score a touchdown if they make it.
Yeah,
there's less incentive. I understand why they do it at the goal line, but it doesn't mean that you've still got to hold on to the football.
Oh yeah.
If you can't make it, you can't make it, and if you risk it, I think it's a fair penalty if you mess it up. Derek Carr messed it up. Pretty much like he's messed the whole season up. Yeah. Admittedly, he's been, I think, struggling with an injury all year, basically. But, it's not been his year. It was a bad play. It hurts me to say it, but the Cowboys, deserve to win. If you make mistakes like that, you deserve to lose the game.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
same thing with Roethlisberger. If you make boneheaded decisions like that, that's the margin in the NFL.
Yeah.
One bad decision in a game by a quarterback is the margin.
Absolutely, and we've seen that on more than one occasion this year. And speaking of this year, we're going to move on to our year in review and discuss some rookies that really stood out for us this year.
Well, I mean, the obvious one that jumps to mind is Alvin Kamara. I mean, he's the only one that I've seen regularly up close. I guess just the exposure he's had. I mean, I guess Hunt as well for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He's been 2 running backs.
Yeah.
As always, sort of much maligned in the draft process, going in the lower rounds, making the biggest impact, really.
Absolutely, yeah. More of an impact than the number 1 running back, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, well, he's
number 2. Sorry, Fournette was 1.
Yeah. I mean, Fournette's played okay for the Jaguars. I mean, when I say okay, he's probably going to have, I think, the highest rushing yardage total, or is that going to Kareem Hunt?
I'm not sure. Maybe Gurley has that.
No, sorry, amongst rookies.
Oh, amongst rookies?
Yeah.
I think Fournette probably has it.
Yeah. But he doesn't strike me as having been excellent. He's come in and he's been a reliable tailback for the... But he hasn't been
good for that football team.
Whereas Alvin Kamara is... He's frightening.
Yeah. The way he can make people miss is very impressive at his size.
I think he ran a 4.61 at the Combine. He must have been carrying an injury. Because he just runs away from people.
Yeah, I didn't hear him discussed in any sort of top 10 running back prospects last year's draft.
I think Mayock had him in the top 5. Mayock liked him as a dual threat guy, which has turned out to be exactly what he is. A bit of a Schadenfreude for Joe Mixon after being touted as the best running back in the class, obviously with his massive off-the-field problems. If people don't know, he struck a girl in college. Did he break her jaw?
Yeah,
it was something horrendous. Anyway,
that should not have. Really
lucky to get a shot in the NFL, and he hasn't really done anything with it.
Well, and who gave him that shot? The out of control Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, that's all. Yeah, I mean, Marvin
that's
Lewis.
Fitting, really, isn't it?
It looks like he's out. Looks like he's going to move on at the end of the season. I think he's announced. He hasn't announced, but the strong rumor is he's going to walk away. So that whole thing is going to get blown up now in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the running backs have really impressed me. Evan Engram as well. The tight end for the Giants. Picked him up as a waiver wire
No.
fantasy edition.
I can see the conversation meandering towards fantasy prowess this year.
It just means that I've been able to have a look at his stats closely, and he's really produced in an offense that's done nothing.
Yeah.
Apart from against the Eagles, where they've put up huge points, but against everybody else, they've been woeful, and he's the only one putting up yards, really.
Yeah, again, you look at some of the Premier tight ends that went, OJ Howard and David Njoku.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough for Njoku to make a...
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't got a quarterback. They haven't really got an offense in Cleveland.
No.
I mean, that's tough for him. OJ Howard continuing the tradition that he had at Alabama, which was everybody knew what a freak of an athlete he was, but he didn't really make any plays.
Yeah.
I think he only had like 30 catches.
Yeah, it was
in like
perplexing.
4 years at Alabama. It was something. It was some ridiculously low number like that. He just didn't make plays, and he hasn't made plays in the NFL. So, tales of the tape.
Yeah, certainly. And if we were gonna sort of discuss MVPs, who would be at the front of your list?
The front of my list would be, well, I think to surmise, really, it's the obvious candidate. So it's Brady, Wentz, Gurley, Antonio Brown, for me, are the four absolute standouts. Russell Wilson would have been right up there, but he's had 2 diabolically bad weeks, which have to, when the Seahawks really needed him.
Yeah.
Unfair to say he's not had a good season just because of that. He has.
Yeah.
But obviously 85% of their offensive yardage going through one man has finally taken a toll on him and the team.
Yeah.
So I think you can rule him out of the MVP discussion. Of the players that are up for it, I think you liked Antonio Brown the most for it. I think I would go with Wentz's injury. I would probably go with either... I think Brady will win it, and I think that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But I think there's a strong case for Todd Gurley to get it. The yardage he's putting up, both receiving and rushing, and that performance last time out against the Seahawks was
that was
frightening.
freakish. Yeah.
Yeah, that was freakish. He was just clean, just running past that Seattle defense that's been the best in the league for about the last 5 years.
Yeah, certainly a standout game. I think if he has 2 more games like that.
That's like, in college, that's what you'd call a Heisman game.
The Heisman moment.
Yeah, it's like a Heisman moment, yeah.
Yeah, get yourself in that Heisman house.
Yeah,
I think if he has 2 more games like that, or maybe even 1 more like that, he'd be right up there for me. Antonio Brown seems to do it on a weekly basis, just carve teams up, which is why...
Against double coverage, bracketed.
Yeah. Yeah, he's their main threat, and they're still going to beat you. And not with the best quarterback play this year. Roethlisberger's played well in moments, but he's had some real stinkers.
Yeah, he's had some shocking head-scones.
Yeah, so it's definitely Brown.
I mean, the only
pulling that team through for me.
I mean, tell me if you think I'm wrong. Like, the only quarterbacks that are in the running for it are Wentz, Westbrook. What am I talking about? Wilson and Brady. I think they're the only quarterbacks in the running.
Yeah, I think so.
Honourable shout out to Case Keenum though. That was your call earlier. You said Case Keenum. I laughed at you.
I mean, yeah, I would.
But I mean, he's not gonna. I don't think he's an MVP candidate, but I think he's got to be potentially the surprise, or what do they call it, the comeback player of the year.
Yeah,
I think Case Keenum could potentially be. I mean, I guess it's not a comeback because he's never been there before.
No.
Maybe emerging, if that was an award, emerging player of the year.
Yeah.
He's been phenomenal, Case Keenum.
I heard
where he came from.
So on the broadcasts for the Vikings game last night, they were comparing his story to that of Kurt Warner back in the day when Warner came from nowhere.
Yeah.
An injury to the starting quarterback sees this young gun thrust in. Mm-hmm. Obviously, not quite the same story as Kurt Warner, and I wouldn't romanticize it too much at this point.
No.
But,
well, it's not exactly the greatest show on turf. I mean, obviously that's local area radio. There's going to be a bit of hyperbole involved with that, but he's played very, very well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not shredding teams like the 99 2000 Rams used to do, but they're playing very sound, fundamentally solid football.
Yeah, with their first choice running back injured as well.
Yeah, I think both of us were saying they're our firm NFC favourites, are they, at the minute?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. They've proven over the season they can match up with anyone. They can defence anyone. And
well, if they get home field in that dome, I think it's good night Vienna. I think, they'll be there for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, just imagine that. They'll play every single playoff game, including the Super Bowl, in their home stadium.
Yeah.
If they go all the way.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to pick. I'd pick them in the divisional round and the championship round at home, just no matter who they're playing.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Breeze could do a job on them.
But
it all depends. If they have to
I feel
go
like
on the
the
road,
Carolina Panthers are a team that could cause them some problems. They're a very similar football team in the way they play.
the Panthers, and what the Panthers can do is they can shut it down and play playoff football.
Play some time on the clock.
And run with Cam.
Yeah.
They'll run Cam 10, 15 times a game in the playoffs. They don't care.
Yeah, and the Vikings wouldn't have seen something like that so far this year. So, as
Bit
well,
off
they
topic.
just remind me of similar sort of makeups of the teams.
Yeah.
So they could be a bit of a challenge, I think. Well, maybe the only challenge for the Vikings.
I mean, we'll have to save some of this for our playoff preview program, but I think that's a good shout. I think that is a good shout. Yeah.
So the Vikings definitely probably our favourite for surprise team of the year, but another team that certainly caught the attention of everyone has been the Jacksonville Jaguars, the once lowly Jaguars.
Yeah.
Now playing to a playoff level and a team that could go far.
I think they were my dark horse team last year to be a really good team.
Yeah.
They were awful. And I went off the bandwagon, particularly when Tom Coughlin came on board as like a GM type string pulling sort of figure in the organisation. I thought that was a strange move, didn't get it. Obviously they've proved me totally wrong. They've made some really good free agent acquisitions, Calais Campbell probably being the highlight one.
I think so, yeah.
They had all those great young players they drafted, people that I've been really high on, like Ramsey, Jack, Fowler, really good young defensive players. You put Calais Campbell in there, they got Boye.
Yeah.
Been on the other corner. They've got 2 shutdown corners somehow, just dropped into that team.
Yeah.
It's a frightening defense. And then they've credit to them. They knew what they were on offense before the season even began. They had a philosophy. We're just going to hammer the ball here with Chris Ivory and Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
And we're, as I've said, I think in previous podcasts, we're going to ask you not to make us throw it. That is still their Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Blake Bortles could still cost them.
Yeah. I think he eventually...
But he has done, credit where credit's due, he's done what they asked him to do, which is manage the game, don't make killer mistakes. And even in the last few games, he started throwing some bombs as well.
Yeah, looked very impressive. And another team that's really caught our eyes, the Saints. I know you were very high on the Saints, particularly this year. I certainly was one of those who thought their Saints had gone into a bit of a quagmire in terms of their output, but they've really picked it up with those 2 running backs, especially.
I'm high on them now. I was very, again, I think you and me were both of the opinion when they were 0-2. It's the same old Saints.
Falcons and the Panthers rule the roost there in the NFC South.
Yeah, basically, we thought it was the same old Saints since their Super Bowl run, which has basically been Drew Brees trying to work miracles. The defense is basically a turnstile, just allowing people just to walk through them.
Yeah.
The defense has come up to, I think, top half. I think they're in the top 16. They're respectable, and Drew Brees is Drew Brees, and they've got a dynamic duo running. I mean, not Evan Ingram, Mark Ingram last week took a 60-yard screen pass to the house.
Yeah. So
you never know. You think, oh, here comes Ingram. Here comes the downhill back from Alabama. He's just they're just gonna run him downhill, but he can do some stuff on the perimeter as well on the outside. So it really, you don't know what they're going to do. And then they'll run, when Kamara comes in, you think, oh, here comes the screen guy, and they'll run it up the gut with him 3 times in a row, so that it really keeps you off balance.
Yeah, they've got a lot of versatility on the offense. They've got Ted Ginn as well.
Yeah, catching footballs. What they got some stickum on his gloves this year or something. He's not putting any...
the athletic traders were working wonders on the Ted Ginn's gloves.
He's not dropping any. I've never seen him catch as many balls.
No, yeah.
He was always effective in Carolina.
He was, yeah.
But he had, he didn't have hands, really. It was kind of luck if he caught it.
Kick return guy, sort of. And,
he took some shots from Cam as well, but...
Yeah. It's a very exciting...
He's become like a move the chains guy for the Saints. Yeah. Big plays as well, but he's become like quite a reliable figure for them. Yeah. I didn't expect to see that.
Yeah, interesting. Certainly, if they have home field advantage, they're going to be a tough one for the playoffs.
Shout out Ohio State kid as well, Michael Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
Standout receiver in the NFL. Really like that kid. He's a really good player.
Was that his second year or?
Second year. He was
unbelievable.
A low round draft pick last year as well.
Unbelievable talent.
Like 3rd, 4th rounder, something like that.
Yeah, well, it's because he's catching balls from JT Barrett, probably.
Well, yeah, that doesn't help.
Another surprising team of the year, probably goes without saying, the Los Angeles Rams.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Who saw that one coming?
well, I don't think anybody saw that coming. I think people that knew a bit about Sean McVay thought he might get the offense going a bit more.
Yeah.
Because obviously they've been dead last under Fisher the last couple of years. So I think people thought, he might get them up to a respectable level. Might get Jared Goff playing some safe game management football.
Yeah.
But it's been standout offense of the year, really.
Yeah. Also housing a candidate for defensive player of the year with Aaron Donald. There.
Yeah.
Yeah, real wrecker.
Well, and the defense look like they've got their heads around Wade Phillips' system now.
Yeah.
They've been in quite a sort of standard 4-3 defense the last few years, and they've gone into quite an exotic.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had Jeff Fisher, and I believe Greg Williams was the defensive coordinator there. I mean, that's about as stagnant as you can get.
Yeah.
As far as NFL coaching goes, Wade Phillips, I've always been very high on Wade Phillips and what he's managed to do at Denver.
Yeah.
I mean, he had the no fly zone at Denver. That was Wade Phillips.
Yeah. Oh, he's been crafting great defenses in the NFL for 35 years, 40 years. But the difference between him and someone like Greg Williams, as you say, is he hasn't stagnated.
Yeah,
he's stayed innovative, even though he's in his 70s now. I think he's stayed
really
on the cutting edge of what is possible in the NFL, and that defense looks really good.
Yeah,
really good. And yeah, as I've said before, for me, Todd Gurley's the NFL MVP this year. So I think they're very, very dangerous to watch in the playoffs now, along with the Vikings.
Yeah. In terms of flops of the year, I definitely think a team I thought might do what the Rams have done this year would be the Tennessee Titans. They've shown a lot of promise there in previous seasons, and they've still got a shot to get in the playoffs this season, but they're not going to go far if they get in the playoffs. This is a team that should be exciting to watch. They should be able to run the ball better than they do as well. And they've got a few weapons on defense to keep games close, but they just seem to perennially underperform.
Yeah, I mean, I'm often I'll defend quarterbacks quite often because of often bad offensive line play in the NFL these days. Unfortunately, I can't make that excuse for Marcus Mariota. He has got one of the best offensive lines in football.
Yeah.
And he's not getting hammered.
No.
He's taking an age to throw the ball. Now, I don't know if that's... But it's interesting, when they get into hurry up, similar to what he ran at Oregon, he moves them down the field. So, I know they want to play this smash mouth style, which I think is the most effective way to play in the NFL. They're caught in a quandary because I don't think it suits him as a quarterback.
No. Yeah.
They're going to have to find something in the middle, maybe something a bit more like that Oregon offense where it's still run dominated.
Yeah.
But they get him in the hurry up more often.
Yeah.
And they get him in spread formations more often because he
snaps out the gun, I think.
Yeah, he doesn't look. I mean, the Eagles do it all the time. I mean, the Eagles are and the Chiefs are up at about 60% of their plays are run pass options at the minute.
Yeah.
And I think, to be honest, I think there might need to be a bit of a change in offensive coaching there. And I think it is something they'll look at because I think Mariota would be... There's dangerous QBs that run the RPO, like Smith and Wentz, because of their mobility. Yeah. Well, Mariota's on a different level.
I know, yeah.
He's the most mobile quarterback since Michael Vick.
Yeah.
And they're not using it.
Yeah.
Which is strange to me. I mean, yeah, okay, he might get hurt. Well, what's the point of having a guy that ran a 4.40 if you're not going to use it? It's ridiculous. I mean, you may as well have drafted somebody that's just going to stand in the pocket. If that's, I know he might get injured. What if he doesn't get injured? I mean, he could legitimately put up 500 to 750 yards rushing.
Yeah.
A year.
The thing is with Mariota sometimes, I was speaking to someone the other week and they weren't really sure if Mariota wants it that much, if he looks like he wants it, and if he's that leader that they can have a quarterback. And I have to say, after watching a few of their games, I tend to side with that sort of argument, actually. Like, I'm not sure he's...
Well, it was the knock on him. It was as well as the scheme he came from.
Yeah.
It was the knock on him when he came out of Oregon that he's not a vocal guy. He definitely isn't.
Yeah.
And he's not he was very much, the word was he leads by example. Which... that is possible.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But I'm trying to think of a great quarterback that's done that. I don't know, really. They're all pretty...
They're all like kind of hype up sort of guys.
They're just charismatic.
Yeah.
I think Breeze, you'd have to say, is the most reserved of them. But on game day, he's still fired up and animated.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Danny Marino wasn't necessarily a big leadership guy, but he was inspiring because of how good he was.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think that they need to fix this Mariota quandary to get back into. But yeah, I thought they would run the ball. I thought they'd have the best rushing offense.
Yeah.
A decent defense. I thought they'd be comfortably in the playoffs, but they're not going to make it now.
Yeah, DeMarco Murray really sort of fell off this year after having a comeback season last year. Arguably the comeback player of last year.
We'll see him leave this year.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry will be the number one there next year.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's good enough. I mean, maybe that's part of the other quandary they have with the offense, that they don't know who to give the carries to.
Well, I think that now is last 2 games of the regular season.
Yeah.
They're going to struggle. They can technically still make the playoffs, but I would say let's give Henry 75% of the carries and see what we can get done.
Yeah.
Is he our outright number one back? If so, if he proves that he is, then you can save yourself some money on DeMarco Murray in the offseason.
Yeah, absolutely. Another flop this year, this one goes without saying, the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Really stinking up the league there. New GM's going to come in there, potentially. I forgot who they say. Was it the Carolina Panthers GM was interested? Gettleman was interested, yeah. After
former GM.
Yeah, leaving his the burning house there. A slew of bizarre accusations about workers' quality, or quality of workers had there.
Well, yeah, the owner Jerry Richardson's had allegations, sexual assault, harassment allegations made.
Yeah.
I think he's stepping down as well now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of a the front office is it's a strange way around in the NFL. Normally, sometimes like the playing situation can be dire, but you're like, well, at least we've got a good staff in the front office can get it turned around. This is the other way around, where the playing staff and the coaching staff are very settled.
Yeah.
But the front office is in absolute tatters.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gettleman would be a good shout for them. Well, they've got to do something. Jerry Reese has done nothing there, and basically the whole thing imploded when Coughlin left. Yeah, he was clearly running the ship there.
Yeah.
With an iron fist, and as soon as that left, you look at some of the players like Jason Pierre-Paul, and I mean, he's got to be a candidate for the cutting block this off-season.
Yeah.
Among with a lot of those high-priced defensive players they've got.
Yeah, they seem to stop playing really in a lot of these games.
You'd be surprised if Eli Manning was back there. I guess if he wants to be, then he might be because they owe him that really. If he for what he's done there, I have a feeling he might want to get out, as we've discussed before, or go to Jacksonville. So
yeah. I mean, for so long they've neglected the running back position as well. I feel the Giants. They need to draft a running back.
It's almost as bad as Detroit. Them and Detroit.
Yeah.
Them and Detroit
belief, really.
are the two most farcical running back situations in the NFL.
Yeah.
They haven't even attempted to get a proper running back in there.
No.
It's bizarre.
Well, I don't know if they think the quarterbacks are that good that they can use anyone. I mean, that's rather pomp of them.
You can make more of a case for that for Stafford, which sounds weird because he hasn't got the titles, but he's a better thrower.
Absolutely,
he's probably one of the most gifted natural throwers in the NFL, arm talent wise.
Yeah. So
you can make that argument for Detroit, but look, I mean, the Giants. The reason they're on my flop list is I didn't expect them to be good. They're a big market. People want them to be good.
Yeah.
So people were predicting them to challenge the Cowboys for the NFC East. I knew that was never going to be the case. What surprised me is how bad they've been. That's really, it's really unacceptable how bad they've been.
Yeah.
They put up 150 yards of offense more than the Eagles last week and still lost the football game because they made crucial. They had 3 kicks blocked in every single phase. They had a punt blocked, a field goal blocked, and an extra point blocked.
Yeah.
And Eli Manning threw a really costly interception.
Oh yeah.
In a crucial area of the field.
Yeah.
They're just a mess.
Yeah.
An absolute mess. The whole thing needs blowing up, starting again.
I absolutely agree. A team that's not so much in a mess, but one that's certainly underperformed and arguably has a Super Bowl hangover as the Falcons this year. I don't think Matt Ryan's thrown more than 2 touchdowns in any game this year. He's been very, very quiet by his standards.
Yeah.
And just something, well, obviously they lost Kyle Shanahan. It's something that just seems a bit out of rhythm there with the whole offense and the way that's going.
Yeah, I think you've seen this year with McVay coming in the Rams and Shanahan leaving the Falcons, you've seen how important play calling can be in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Like, if you've got a genuine world-class play caller...
Yeah. This is why people are talking up Nagy of the Chiefs now to be another one going to a head coaching job next year.
Well, you've seen what Doug Peterson's done with the Eagles. Unlucky for them not to be on one of our surprise. They definitely are a surprise team this year, the Eagles. But he's excuse me, he's done the same thing really, which is install this RPO stuff.
Yeah.
What Shanahan did was different. He did a lot more old school Shanahan football, really, a zone running game with those two running backs and a lot of play action for Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what McVay's done with Goff this year. And Steve Sarkisian seems to have, even though they basically told him not to get away from what they were doing last year, they seem to have got away from it.
Yeah.
The play action to Julio Jones has basically gone away. I think they hit a big one last week, but more or less struggling to get the big plays they were getting last year.
Yeah.
And that makes the difference. I thought they would quite comfortably defend that division again.
Yeah.
With the talent they've got.
Yeah.
That defense, it gets talked up for being a really good young defense, but they haven't made a step forward this year.
No, that's true.
They're all still very young.
Yeah.
So they've got time on their side, but they haven't stepped up this year.
No.
So I think they might squeak into the playoffs, but they won't make an impact for me.
I mean, no, as usual, the Falcons, I feel if they have to go outside of their dome, go to a cold weather game, they'll just totally...
And they've been affected. They've been affected. The Georgia Dome was a fortress.
Yeah.
They've lost a couple of home games this year, which...
Yeah.
I mean, they might lose one a year normally. That's it. I mean, Matt Ryan's record in the Dome is... The Georgia Dome was phenomenal, and he's already lost a couple of games there this year. So, yeah, they've been hindered by a few different things, I think.
Yeah. So that concludes our review of the year before we get to the playoffs. And we hope it was as entertaining as the MTV2 review of the year, 2006, that featured Slipknot's Corey Taylor as part of a panel of musicians where he absolutely destroyed Coldplay's album. And neither of us are really Coldplay fans, Mike, and I showed you the clip earlier. You really enjoyed it.
First time of seeing it, I recommend it to anybody that wants a laugh at Coldplay's expense, which hopefully is some of you.
Yeah, I'm sure it's most of the general public.
And we'll put I think you were saying we'll put the link to that video in the description on YouTube, will we?
Yeah, very, very entertaining. Back in the good old days of MTV when Zane Lowe was there. Just invited the Slipknot lead singer.
It's this time of year, isn't it, Tom? It brings the nostalgia out in us.
Oh, no, yeah. I'm very nostalgic. And with that, let us move on to the Spreads of the Week, brought to us by Country Life. It's not about Great Britain, it's about great butter. The Atlanta Falcons go to the New Orleans Saints. This is probably our game for the week. We're really
massively
in a mire of bad games. This one really stands out. The Falcons go to the Superdome as 5.5-point underdogs. I think it's probably about right.
Yeah,
the bookies have probably got this one right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes we see some of those really strange margins come up in this segment of the program. I
mean, happy taking the Saints here.
Yeah,
at home.
Yeah. But the better team on paper this year. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Buffalo go to New England. New England trounced Buffalo when they went there up to upstate New York a few weeks ago. So have the Bills shown us anything to that just make us say this will be anything different?
No.
No.
No, I mean...
if they get down 2 touchdowns, it's game over.
Well, if they get down 2 touchdowns, Brady might get pulled from the game.
Yeah.
Which is, although they're still in a battle with Pittsburgh. So, no, I think Brady, Brady will play the whole game because they want that home field advantage. So, no, I don't see there's any way.
The spread's 11 points.
Oh, they cover that though.
You reckon?
AFC East.
Yeah.
It'll be a cold one at Foxborough.
It was cold at Buffalo last time.
Yeah, I know, but no, don't try and dissuade me. I'm sticking with the Bills to make that closer than you expect.
Okay. Well, as usual with my sort of fancies throughout the year, I've totally fallen off that Bills bandwagon and
you have.
done a 180. So I will take the New England Patriots to cover because
blow them
the
out.
Bills really upset me this year. They really upset me. The Browns are going to the Bears, and the Browns are 6-point underdogs. But I believe the spread opened at 5 earlier in the week.
Ooh,
Drifting out, probably rightly so. I think you and me are both pretty.
Well, I can't imagine
sure
there's a lot of money going on Cleveland.
Well, no,
to be honest,
we're pretty sure they're going to go 0-16. So, I don't see them winning away at Chicago.
Is anyone debating that?
No.
I don't think anyone's debating the Cleveland Browns going 0-16.
I think this game, some people pinpointed coming down the stretch as one they could win, but it's away to the Bears.
Let's not get this confused. It is a game they can win.
Yeah.
I'm not. The Bears aren't that much better than them. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
But I think the Ohio boy Trubisky comes back to haunt them.
I think he's a better quarterback than Deshaun Kaiser.
Well, that's not difficult, to be fair. But I that's not saying a lot for Trubisky. But I don't see the Browns covering that, even though it's only 6 point. It's 6 points. It's drifted out to 6 points. Sorry, I still don't see them covering that. I think it could be a 10-point margin between the Bears and the Browns, unfortunately, for the long-suffering Browns fans.
Oh, it's a tempting one, this spread. I'd probably, in a game riddled with errors, I'll take the under. I'll take the Browns.
Yeah, it's going to be an ugly one.
Okay, the Broncos and the Redskins. I mean, is there a game we care less about than this game?
Potentially not. Although, one area to watch, the Broncos could be in the Kirk Cousins sweepstakes this offseason.
Yeah.
They need a quarterback. Yeah. So, does he ball out to make a point, to make some money?
I'm trying to in the NFL, probably.
I'm trying to give you some sort of intrigue in this.
A nice little angle to take. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously it's an absolute dead rubber.
Yeah, 3 points to the Redskins here because they're at home. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, makes sense. And I don't see the Broncos covering that. So
no.
Pretty straightforward for me, that one.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. The Lions are going to the Bengals. This struck me as an odd one. The Bengals 3.5-point underdogs. I mean, this is just a football team that's given up totally. They're not playing for the coach anymore. There's no farewell for Marvin Lewis. It's just see you later, really.
Which is a bit of a shame, really, because he's actually done quite a good job there. I mean, I know they haven't had postseason success, but they've been
second longest serving coach in the NFL.
And you look at the coaches he's brought through that system that have gone on to be head coaches. I mean, he's done some good things there, but they've given up on him. I think the Bengals go down.
Bad.
Yeah. Potentially. Maybe by 10 plus.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. The Chargers and the Jets. Chargers still with an outside shot of getting to the playoffs.
Well, they need the Chiefs to slip up now.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're in the wild card hunt, are they? They're in the hunt, but I don't think that's...
They're in the Kareem.
They need a lot of help, don't they?
Yeah.
Their best shot now is to win out and hope for some problems for the Chiefs. What's the head-to-head looking like with the Chiefs? Have the Chiefs beaten them both times?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they've got no chance then, have they?
I know, but...
They need the Chiefs to lose both games, and they need to win both games.
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to happen. They'll still play hard. Rivers won't give up on it.
No, you never know. I mean, they're 7 points favourite at the Jets.
Jets have been a different team without Josh McCown, the quarterback.
That's the thing, yeah.
They've got, I think, as far as I know, Bryce Petty's going to be starting again.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, woeful. So, I think they win by more than 7, was it? Yeah. So, Chargers comfortable.
The Rams and the Titans. You never know with this one. This could be a bit of a dark horse for a good game, for a good defensive slobber knocker.
I don't think the Titans will stop McVay and Goff.
Really?
No.
I mean, it's at Tennessee. It was the only thing.
When I say stop, I don't think they'll. I think they might. I think it will be a good game. This one.
Yeah, Tennessee's 6-point underdogs, by the way. So I'd be tempted to side with
Tennessee.
The underdogs here. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That's tough. Because I think if Tennessee lost by 10 points, they'd have done quite well.
You reckon?
Yeah.
So they always seem to be in these close games, Tennessee.
That's the thing. That's why I think it's debate. I think they cover. I think you're right. I think they cover.
6.
I think it will be tight. It's at Tennessee. They've had 2 losses in a row as well, so they'll want to bounce back.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the Rams win the football game.
Yeah. The Dolphins are going to Arrowhead to play the Chiefs. The Chiefs 10-point favourites here. I mentioned to you earlier, I think the Dolphins might just be a potential banana skin.
Well, I mean, judging by what the Chiefs have done this year,
You never
I
know.
think they'll make it difficult for themselves, even though they should coast into the playoffs now.
Yeah.
With what we discussed earlier, the Chargers being 0-2 in the head-to-head.
Yeah.
And the Raiders having totally fallen off. I think they're going to get smacked by the Eagles. We'll discuss that in a bit. But I think the Chiefs will comically make it difficult for themselves and find a way to lose this football game.
Yeah, you're calling a loss.
You're calling the loss. I won't.
No, I'm not calling a loss. I'm saying it's going to be. I'm saying the Dolphins cover. What?
It's at Arrowhead, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I can't call a Chiefs loss to this Dolphins team at Arrowhead.
No.
I will
call the cover. I think.
I will call a cover.
Cover's safe.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 points. Yeah.
Cutler to cover.
Yeah. Another 10-point spread. The Buccaneers are going to Carolina now. I don't think 10's enough here. This is going to be ugly. This is going
to. To quote law-abiding citizen, this could be biblical. This could be any score, man.
Yeah.
This could be huge.
Yeah. Wow.
Now we've said all of that, it's going to be an absolute nail biter. But no, come on, really. I think it's a blowout, surely.
Definitely. Yeah. Panthers to win by more than 10 here. The Jaguars and the 49ers go at it at Levi Stadium. The Jaguars come in as 4-point underdogs.
The Jimmy Garoppolo show.
Yeah.
Man alive.
Yeah, I mean, this is very impressive to watch him. And that 2-minute drill last week.
5 starts in the NFL, 5 wins.
Yeah.
Scott Hansen was at pains to tell us about that on Red Zone last week. He loves a stat, doesn't he?
He's the stat man of NFL Red Zone. And certainly, we spoke about Marcus Mariota not having those potential,
intangibles.
Leadership. Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo seems like that guy. It seems like he's...
It was mad last week. He got the ball back
at
the end of the game. And you know what? This is going to sound really stupid, but he kind of reminds me of those, great 49ers quarterbacks. I know the sample size is really small, right? And I'm not saying he's Joe Montana, obviously. All I'm saying is that in those situations, he doesn't look like he breaks a sweat the entire game.
Yeah.
And he's got that really skinny. He doesn't look like an NFL player.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of Montana that way. He moves around. He's not a rusher, but
he's elusive.
He'll move in the pocket.
Yeah.
He's playing with inferior talent.
Aye, and he's made them all infinitely better.
I think Marcus Goodwin, as their wide receiver, has had career weeks, 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
I mean it's pretty impressive what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just my weird... We can maybe pick this up on a full review program if we do one, but to me, that's one of my big takeaways of the season is Garoppolo is reminding me a lot of Joe Montana at the minute, which is just in terms of play style. Which is,
that's interesting. Interesting point. Yeah.
Anyway, in terms of this game...
Do they cover the 4 points? I don't think they do. I think here's the first loss of the Jimmy G era.
Oh, no, I think Garoppolo goes down...
Fighting.
He goes down fighting and covers for me. I think
covers the 4.
Yeah.
It's not enough for me.
I think it's going to be a really close game. But when I say he goes down, I think he might get sacked 7 or 8 times in this game.
I mean, they need to address O-line in that draft.
Yeah.
More than anything.
And, they need offensive players more than anything.
Yeah. Well, they have Carlos Hyde, so that's all right. The Giants are going to the Cardinals. Oof, I mean, who would tune into this one? The Cardinals 3-point favourites at home.
On purpose.
No. I'm taking the Cardinals. Home favourites. 3 points.
In the desert. All
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Seahawks, Cowboys. A game that probably doesn't mean as much as it would have if results had gone away for these teams.
Doesn't he hate the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah. It's at Dallas, and they're 4-point favourites on the Cowboys. I see this being a close one.
Yes.
I might take him on the spread with Zeke back. Yeah, given how Gurley gashed that Seahawks team last week, I think a fresh Zeke.
Yeah.
This has me interested. This one, I'm sniffing out the Cowboys.
Legitimate argument. That is and I will watch this game because it has some playoff implication for both teams in terms of wild card spots.
Yeah.
I think you see a little bit of what's made the Seahawks a great football team. I think they win by a touchdown.
Okay.
I think Dallas's defense has been overhyped, which gives Wilson. It'll afford him enough protection. They haven't got anybody like Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
To hit Russell Wilson like he got hit last week.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think it's just one of those things where they're such a good team I know
they'll overcome it.
They've got a lot of injuries.
Yeah, but they'll be hurting after last week.
And they're going to want to put... They're going to put... Dallas is always big news.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity for them to make a statement publicly
Yeah.
that we're not dead.
Oh, yeah. I think they win by the field goal. You go touchdown.
I think Seahawks win in Dallas by a touchdown.
Okay.
Even with Zeke back.
Okay. I'll take the Cowboys on the spread. Monday night game. I mean, this would have been a good game. Potentially had Deshaun Watson and J.J. Watt and who else? Cushing.
Everyone in Houston's starting offense and defense not got injured or been traded to the Seahawks for like a 5th round pick. What a disaster they've had this year.
Yeah, Steelers 8.5 point favourites. It's at Houston. I don't know if the Steelers potentially slip up here.
Not for me.
This smells a bit fishy to me. This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the 8.5 points. I'll go Texans. Yeah. Christmas Day.
It's a generous margin.
A generous Christmas offering, one might say.
Yeah. I'd be tempted to take it, but if you're asked, if I'm going to say what I actually feel will happen, I think it could be a 10-point margin for Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I think Houston are just depleted now.
Yeah.
They've got nothing left to give.
There they are.
And you've got to remember who they've got playing. I've got I've got to remember
TJ Yates.
TJ Yates.
Famous playoff victory on the road at the Bengals a few years ago.
Nothing.
And then nothing. No.
Bizarre career he's had.
That was interesting.
He can't get it past the first down marker with that arm. It looks like. So
yeah.
Pittsburgh's D's best top 5 in the league. Best it's been for a while.
You made me feel a little less confident there, but I'll back the home team.
Comfy Steelers win for me.
Okay. Then finally we cap it off for the Raiders and the Eagles.
Yep.
Raiders given 9.5 points at the Link on Christmas Day. Eagles for me.
I think potentially. I don't like saying this without Wentz because it does make a huge impact on that Eagles team.
Yeah.
But cross-country trip.
No, I mean, what have the Raiders got?
Cross-country trip for a Raiders team that's been abysmal this year. I think that could be a plus 10-point margin potentially in a win that could clinch for and it means a lot for the Eagles. I think they're going to need home field if they're going to do anything in the playoffs without Wentz.
Yeah.
So I think they know they have to win impressively against these Raiders, and I think that could make the difference. Big win Eagles.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that concludes the spreads of the week, brought to us by Country Life. It's not about Great Britain, it's about great butter. And we're going to be signing off for the year, the calendar year that is. We'll be back in the new year with a podcast to see you into the playoffs. As usual, if there's anything you think you'd like us to talk about, anything we could do better to improve the listening experience for you, please let us know. It's at that time of the year we should extend thanks to our ever growing, it seems, listening fan base. Yeah. Growing upwards of 10 people now.
Oh, we're minor celebrities.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly I don't know how everyone feels about it, but I'd certainly be open to doing stuff throughout the playoffs. And then my real passion, as you know, Tom, is draft coverage.
Really gets your ears pricked up when the draft rolls around. So,
be more than happy to look into that sort of stuff as well. So plenty to look forward to for 2018.
Yes, and thank you for listening, as ever, and have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
He's driving